So do you know how old that one is? I mean, you said you do have the original box, or somewhere.
Well, the original box that came
came in
here to, you know, the guy that bought it, because this was secondhand in 1909, I think it was. It was
Okay.
secondhand, so we can't really say how many years back from that.
Oh, really? So when O.T. Goss bought the store in 1909, and when he bought it, did he buy that register, or did that come with the store?
No, I think that I can't really say. At that time, I think somebody well, this is my thinking. My thinking is somebody had bought stuff from him, and he might not have had all the money, so this is the deal he made.
So he got the cash register.
So, he got
So it's at least 1909.
yeah,
you think?
1909, yeah. Well, that's what it says in the bottom of this.
Oh, wow.
But that's secondhand, see, so it goes back farther than that.
Farther than that.
And whether that box would say it, I really don't know.
And this is the one Goss would have used.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
And-
it says right on the bottom of it. People
Okay.
don't believe it, it's on the bottom of that.
It actually has the date and everything.
And you can see that it's worn, it's not just yesterday put there.
Wow. Well, he bought it. So he bought this property, and we were saying this before I started recording. But he bought it. He didn't buy it from the original owner of the hardware, but he bought it maybe from the second owner.
I think he was the second owner,
Okay.
and my dad was the third owner.
Okay. So yeah, when did your dad buy the hardware?
The exact year, I don't know, it was either 43 or 44.
Okay.
43 or 44. One of those 2 years, that's all I remember.
I should know this, but what was your dad's name?
Paul T. Snyder.
Okay. And he also had other businesses, didn't he, in town over the years?
Well, yeah, he had, across from the bank, he had a restaurant there
Mm-hmm.
until we came down here. He had the restaurant for a while, then he had the grocery stores. Well, I don't know if you knew where Rex's were at, but that empty lot there was the Dad's store, Dad's restaurant, then there's Rector's, then there's a grocery store, which would run you up to that building that they're working on now. And he had that grocery store there for, I don't know, a year or two, maybe 3. So you could go back and forth, get them meat and stuff. If you run out of meat, you just had it.
Okay. So he was a couple buildings north of where the restaurant was. And the restaurant was in that empty lot now, in the corner of Jefferson and Main
Right
there.
corner, yeah.
Yeah, that I think Dickie owns maybe now. But, so was that called Snyder Cafe? Is that what that?
I believe it was Snyder Cafe.
Okay.
And there was, out where we lived, there was a sign out there. It said Snyder's Restaurant, Snyder Cafe. I don't remember which, but it showed an ice cream cone on it. And it was a big sign. It was about that wide, wider than that, and probably the size. You couldn't miss it. And he
Okay.
had one up here in Dillon's Corner. Where I had a sign
And Dillon's Corner is.
out here. 10 and 17.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that was where the. Huh. So he had that before he bought the hardware. Then you're saying he had the cafe and the grocery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh. And you're still using the cash register, obviously.
Money in it, we didn't change that.
Yeah.
Well, food processing.
Changed quite a bit over the years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how has it changed?
Well,
Since you-
it's changed from a wider building than what we had when it came, because then the ceiling was taller than this. I could show you in there in the back room how tall it was. And it had ladders, 2 ladders or 3 ladders along that side that you could climb up and get the merchandise out.
They had shelving all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. You say it was wider. You mean it
No.
went
though.
Oh, higher.
The line
Oh,
was down through here.
okay, I see.
And this is what was a hardware. This over here was a bunch of old varnish stuff and old stuff.
Huh.
And finally we come around to the point where we're trying to figure out how, Dad was trying to figure out how to open it up and divide it, but there were people living upstairs, and right where the chimney is, that's about where the stair came up. Well, that wouldn't block things off too much.
Hmm.
Back here, this is all. I had this meeting with it one time. Back here.
Oh my God.
See,
Wow.
there's the railing that the ladders rode on.
Oh, wow. Okay. That kind of track up there with the railing.
Well, I can't really remember. We put stuff on top of that shelving, I know that much.
Oh, that was original shelving then. From,
Yes, that is.
Wow.
That's what it looked like all the way to the front. In fact, it might have gone to the front, I think to the front it went higher than that.
okay.
Because you can see, and it was probably higher there, come to think of it. Because you can see the rack, where the rack was hanging, you could go right up to the top of it.
Okay. Yeah. Huh.
Kind of shrunk a little bit.
So so this was the original height of the ceiling. So,
This stuff's been added, filled up the hole here.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So up above there is basically roof now.
Open space.
Open space.
Well, not there, but out here, you can duck and walk, and you get so far up you can stand up, I think.
Huh.
'Cause the roof's all out.
So when, of course, we haven't talked about the fire, but when the upper floor burned, did it do any damage to the ceiling in here, in the store at all?
Not that I can think of. Because there's an air, kind of an airspace in between.
Okay. Okay. So do you have an idea of how old the building itself is? I mean, an abstract on it or anything? Or?
There's probably one at the bank, but I don't think we've got one.
Huh.
The bank, I'm sure, has got one.
Yeah.
It goes back into the 1980s, I know that.
1880s? Yeah.
1880s.
Yeah.
I know that.
Wow. Yeah, there's definitely some old pictures from that time.
And I think this here has always been the desk. I don't think I've got anything in here
Oh.
to show or tell us anything.
Yeah, what was this? I mean, this was was this the desk that was used for?
It's the desk. This will pull down. I think my dad laid this in here years back. And this is the safe here.
Oh my goodness. Huh. And that's been there
Mm-hmm.
a long
I've
time.
been here ever since we bought the store.
That's incredible. You know how far back it goes before that? I mean, Goss had it in here, apparently.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure it was here.
And so behind you here, these things, I mean, what would that have been? This cabinetry and the
This
cubbies there.
storage that puts probably, we just got all kinds of stuff in it, but in his day he probably put stuff in here like, oh, where's it at? Oh, my dad had. I had one of his books here, and I decided I want to keep that one. And in his book, he showed what went on that day,
Oh.
basically, and took all that.
Transactions.
The T-Golf probably did the same thing. And that's what all these are for. Or the numbers are certain things when and all those. And what it started to say, I think this is it. There was a map. No, this isn't it. That's Bass Lake there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was a map back here that showed the lake. And as I remember, there was no water. I mean, no piers or anything on it.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna have front of beans, Bill?
What?
You gonna have front of beans?
No. What kind of bean?
Half front.
No, I don't think so.
Kind you got?
Taking everything out. Oh my gosh, that's it.
Yeah, without any of the stuff that's
Yeah.
been added. Yeah.
It really showed you how much and how big it was.
Hmm.
Because in those days, the railroad track wasn't there.
Right.
So all that land there was gone, and the water was coming farther up on the shoreline.
I heard they filled it in on the west shore quite a bit to make the tracks. Yeah, so it really was bigger. Huh. That's amazing.
It'd be nice to be able to see all that stuff.
See, yeah.
I
yeah.
know somebody in the family got it. I didn't argue over. I never did argue over anything. To me, it's not worth it. Yapping and yipping into each other.
Wow.
So that's what we use this for. See, it's got all kinds of stuff here.
Just stuff.
So in those days, I don't know what they put in there. We just got junk. We do have some old books down here. It looks to me like not these so much, but this book here, I can see it's old. You can
Oh,
see it's
yeah.
over
Oh,
the
look
hill,
at that. Yeah.
whatever that is.
Now, was this always kind of the back office, or was this? And so the counter was always
Well, the counter was
that
in
area.
different places.
different places.
At one time, it was along that side over there.
Oh, okay.
And there was a space between the cash register and the people.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then there was, out here, there was the shelving, which went this way, I think.
Okay. Kind of where the counter is now. I mean, along that that
Well, yeah,
angle.
going up and down, but it actually was didn't even look like that. Went north, east and west,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
close to that wall over there. Now this wall here had some up in front, and as it got back farther, there was nothing. I think back here there was one short track of stuff, because I can remember stepping up on a ladder, looking at it, getting some stuff down for people.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if your dad bought this in the 40s. Were you coming in and helping and around pretty
Well, at that
early?
time I came in and played on the toys.
Yeah, yeah. he sold toys, huh?
Well, this was a tricycle. Then you got a little thing that you go like this on it.
Oh yeah,
Go.
yeah.
You know the building back here?
Oh yeah, there is an empty building there.
Well, no, there was an old empty building there, which I can remember. We kept kerosene and other types of oils in there in 5-gallon cans, which we poured it out. And if the customer wanted a gallon or a half gallon or stuff like that, that was out here.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we've got any pictures of that.
Let's see, where were we on that? Oh, the building back there. Just keep. So,
What I was telling you, that was here when Dad bought it.
okay.
That was O.T. Goss and whoever else had it. That's where they kept away from this building, so
In case it.
if it would open chemicals that would could burn everything down. In those days it could anyway.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there was a lot of fires.
We're talking about 1909. What can you imagine what kind of equipment they had into
Oh, yeah.
fire?
Bucket brigade, right?
I think it was, yeah. I would say a couple of horses pulling some kind of little rig.
Right, yeah, that's right. Which you've been on the fire department for years, right?
Yeah, it's longer than I thought it would be.
When did you join?
I don't know, 35, 30,
Did you really?
34 years ago probably.
Oh, I was gonna say, 35 years ago. Man, that's so wow.
How you doing?
Well,
I'm not one that does a heck of a lot of talking, so you can't get much out of me.
yeah, I'll try. The laundromat, you own that too, right?
Well, I think my son actually, Dad sold that to him.
Oh, okay.
Somehow, I don't know. That's more good. Yeah, at one time it was.
Okay.
At one time it was Dad's, and I'd go out there and do work and open it and do things.
How long has that been there? I mean, I know it's been a while.
Oh, he got that in the first part of the 1960s.
Okay.
Probably 64, 65, right in there someplace. That's when I got and looked at it ever since. And it wasn't as big as it is now. Let me see. This would be the north. No, that's north, isn't it? Right?
Right, that's north.
That's
Yeah,
north. Okay, so it would be the north side of the building.
Hmm.
No, I don't remember what I was going to say, but the north side of the building.
Is that where they expanded, maybe, or? 'Cause you said it wasn't as big.
Oh, at the laundromat, yeah.
Yeah.
That one side for the big dryers all so far out. Well, right where the doorway is in front, came over about that far.
Okay.
It was, other than that,
That's the rest of it's the.
that was added to it.
Okay. Do you have any idea what was that building before it was a laundromat, or was it a laundromat when he bought it? Or?
No, there was somebody that put a. I don't think it was a paint shop they put in there, but maybe it was something had to do with repairing or fixing up cars. I know that much.
Oh, okay.
Then later on, they left, and then he put the laundry in.
Okay. Now somewhere in that area was the tire recap place.
That was up here in the block where the tooth doctor's at now.
Oh, is it? Oh,
That's where it was at.
well, I didn't know that. Okay, I was thinking it was down. Okay.
And if you know, across the street there was a church here. There's a road there. There's a church here. I mean, the preacher lived there, and there was a church years ago.
Yeah, is that the Methodist one that was where the library is now? Yeah. Yeah, and that went down in the 50s, I think, right? Yeah, somewhere in there.
50s? Oh my God. No, it wasn't. It might be right.
I was gonna say, I'm almost sure I saw that in the old papers.
Because Barbara and I were married in 57, 56, 50, in there someplace. So yeah, and we came out of the Methodist church, the church, and as soon as we got outside, somebody said, "Bill, the hardware's on fire," and I brought Barb, took her to her folks home, and then I came down here and watched the fire the rest of the day.
You said you watched it? So, I mean, it was the upper part. And that was, when was that? Do you remember? Like, what year? That 50s?
Yeah.
Okay, when
In
the
the
fire.
late 50s, I think, because that's when we got married sometime in the late 50s, 57, 56, 57, 58, one of those years. I know it was right in there someplace.
And so the whole upper floor, and it was an apartment at the time.
Yeah, it was an apartment. There was apartments on both sides. And then we had stairs back here that went up 2 apartments, then one there, then there was one. At one time, there's ladders out the side of that side of the store, because what's over there now was a vacant lot.
Oh.
That building was not there.
Okay.
And lots of people said, "Oh, no, you're wrong. It's been there since 1900." I said, "No, it's not. It had to be. I know it had to be in the probably the 40s someplace, because I used to play with a kid that lived in the next building. His family owned that building. His mother was a beauty shop lady, and I don't know what the dad did.
So,
and we'd play down in there a lot.
and that was just directly north of this building. It was a vacant lot.
That was vacant.
Now, what is next door right here? I get turned around. Now I'm inside here. Now it's
Mackey's have the building.
okay. It's the bear shop.
Yeah, well, that's the bear shop. Then they got the next building too.
Yeah.
Many years ago, that was a restaurant many years ago. Because I can remember going over there and eating my lunch every noon.
Okay. Well, with this fire, so I mean, were there people living in it at the time upstairs? Then?
Upstairs, yes.
Oh wow. Nobody was hurt or anything. Sounds like.
Not that I know of.
Did it? I mean, watching this fire, did you think they were going to be able to save the hardware, or did you figure it was gone?
Oh, no. I didn't think it would be gone, which it wasn't.
It seems kind of amazing they were able to just level it off.
Yeah, there was no damage. Fire damage down here, though damage down here was water.
Water. Was that pretty bad?
Lots of water came down there. And after that, I think it rained about every day for the next, well, I don't know, it seemed about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was that long number of weeks. And there was always water coming down through. And people would leave in the evenings. I mean, at that time, it was just this over here. This other part over here was not open.
Right.
And this didn't even look like this. It's just been changed. 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times now.
Wow.
We've changed it.
Huh.
And I think in any business, if you've got a business, if you don't change it every so many years, you've got to change it somehow.
A little bit, yeah. Which, I mean, it seems so similar to what it was when I was a kid, but just coming to mind is the floor. I mean, is this the original floor, or does that change over the years?
Well, it's underneath the original floor, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This is on top of the original floor.
Okay. This
Where you
tile.
see the empty spots up there, that's the floor.
That's the floor, yeah.
You won't be able to see it.
Right.
Well, no, because there's sometimes glue on top of that. So you really can't see the floor. The only place you see the floor is back here.
You can see it back there,
Well,
though.
you can see how it runs. That's how it was.
Oh, yeah, the wood there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can say that's one thing.
This was just added here to have the air from the wood stove in the basement to have warm air come up.
Okay. So this vent, was used throughout to heat? I mean, back then that was, earlier on that was the heat.
No, back then that wasn't even there.
Oh, okay.
That's been put there since, I don't know if I had that put there. I think I did. Well, maybe Dad had it there first. I can't remember on that one.
Of course, I was over here and I happened to notice the scale. That looks vintage. Is it?
It's been here for a while. Been here a long time. Been here ever since Dad come in.
Has it really? Okay.
Some kind, I don't know if it's that one, because we had, yeah, I think that's the same one.
It looks.
Been here all the time.
It looks old. Now You mentioned that he had the did he sell his other businesses when he bought the hardware then, or did he keep those
Dad?
going? Yeah, yeah.
Well, the restaurant, he didn't get it sold right away.
Mm-hmm.
It took him time to get that sold.
Yeah.
But when he got that sold, then he came down here to find a buyer.
And
I
this,
think he didn't come down here until he had a buyer up there. He came down here and then stopped this.
so as you grew up here, and I mean, kind of playing here. What made you decide to? I mean, did you thought of? I mean, you went and did other things before you came and really took it over. It sounds like, or did you kind of always know you wanted to take it over? Or?
It's one of those things that it kind of grows on you, I guess.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
You didn't plan it; it just kind of happened.
Not really. I had 3 brothers, and I don't think any of them really wanted it. I just stayed and helped, and finally, Dad kind of wanted out and made up kind of some kind of program where I could pay him. Finally came to the place where I just made the payments to him.
Hmm.
It was all cleaned up.
When was that? I mean, when did you really kind of take it over from him? Was that in the?
Probably sometime. Let me see. I really don't know for sure. I think probably sometime in the 80s, I'd say.
Oh, really? Okay.
80s, maybe higher than that.
Okay.
Finally got to the place where Dad didn't come in much, so I and Bill Ezekiel helped out. I don't think when I had it, Max Krugger was in there much, but he was in here when Dad had it quite a bit of the time.
Hmm. Yeah, you've had people off and on that would come and work it. I mean, throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. I've had all kinds of people come and work and leave. Had to find somebody else or get somebody else. But most of the time, most of the people who come in would stay for a long period of time.
Hmm.
I really, that part of it, I don't remember much of it.
Yeah.
But I would see it back in that. Trying to think when the flowers came in. Probably in the 1980s.
Hmm.
And maybe not that far back, maybe no, I don't really know. 70s, 60s. I'd say someplace in the 60s. That's when we started buying flowers.
Oh, okay.
At that time over there where the empty lot's at,
Yeah.
that's where we had the shop over there.
Oh. Hmm.
That was Dad's.
Ye-
That shop there.
What was that? What shop was that?
It was just an empty building
Oh, okay.
at that time because one of the old fire trucks with no top to it, just the ladders and a place for the men to stand in the back of it was in there for a number of years.
Really?
We stored it in there for him.
Oh, wow. Isn't that the same building that would have been the cafe back in the? You're
No.
talking about that empty lot or a different empty lot?
There was, I think, right next to that, there was a building there that had, it was a little hamburger shop, I believe,
Okay.
years ago.
Okay.
The restaurant was always been on the main drag.
Okay. So where's the empty lot you were talking about that used to be the building with the fire truck in it? Is it?
If you go up this alley,
Uh-huh.
there's a place where you see green grass.
Oh,
and
okay.
That was a building.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
I was going through some pictures the other day, and the guy that did it, well, I think I took a picture of it, but I didn't take the picture before the building started to come down. Or did I think maybe I got one before it was taken down.
Oh, wow. Hmm. That'd be interesting to see. So it was torn down. Huh.
And we made we got into the ice business, and I had an ice maker in there.
Hmm.
And the kids, Mike and Susie was old enough that they could help put the ice in the bags and tie the bags.
Okay.
Linda was just in a bouncing chair. She finally come to the place where she could help. I don't know how many years we had.
And that was that same building you were
5,
making
6.
the ice?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
5 to 6 years we had that. Finally got to the place that Mike was either junior or senior. And I said, well, he probably is going to be senior year. Or maybe be out. I don't know, remember which one it was. But anyway, I said, well, we got somebody that wants to sell what you got. But she had an ice route. And I don't know, I think he had something like 250 stops. And he went up into Michigan.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Because that's where he was from, but he did come down here some. But,
And that would have been probably delivering bagged ice to stores, not, this was after the period of ice boxes
oh yeah,
in homes. Yeah, this was more recent.
you know, that and parties. In the summertime, we'd go through a lot. And believe it or not, in the wintertime, if we get down to below 0, or if it got real cold, nobody would buy nothing. But once it come up 5 or 10 degrees, we'd be back at it.
Really?
They'd want ice.
Even in 10 degrees.
Mhm.
You gotta have
Oh,
something in your drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was that way, but